What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, allegedly A-lease, and I'm here to give you my thoughts and my opinions on Ready to Love. Let's talk about it. Before we get started, quick shout out to two commenters that I had the privilege of chatting with down in the comments on last week's episode, Yvonne Williams and Danella Butler. Thank you so much for your insight. Also, thank you to my usual suspects that always we have a great time down in the chat. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to my other subscribers that choose not to comment, but they still watch. Thank you so much for your support. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I hope that something is said or done to move you to like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. We open exactly where we left off last week, with Alexis looking at Amber like a Judas. Amber does admit to the kiss, but she says that it wasn't like it was a formal date with Ron, and he actually offered to get her and her friends in the club. Now, Amber, I like you. You know I like you. But literally, every club around here is free. All you have to do is go to Eventbrite, sis. Amber continues on to say that the kiss just kind of happened, and Alexis says, you know, you got to check Girl Code, sis, Chapter 1, Section 8, Article 2. Let your girl know when her man is out of pocket. Amber owns up to it, and she apologizes, and they move on. Later, everyone gathers outside, and AJ says he needs to figure out what's going on with Kyra. You haven't figured it out yet? Jason and his sister wives, Liz and Kyra, head towards the hot tub, and AJ decides to join them, which makes Alexis look at Kyra like she's a Judas. Meanwhile, Chris and Amber meet up separately from the group so that they can discuss this kiss that Chris had no idea about. Now that makes total sense. In Amber's explanation, she says that Ron caught her off guard and kissed her in front of all of his friends, and she just didn't want to embarrass him. See, that's that divine masculine at work trying to make sure that he gets a little more camera time. See, he was already setting up his next plan because he knew that Alexis was not going to choose him if he wasn't willing to go to church. All he's trying to do is set things up so he can stay on the show even longer. She apologizes to Chris, he accepts, and they happily move on with a kiss. The next morning, the ladies are cooking breakfast. Well, Kyra's busy modeling her sleepwear while AJ sits back and admires. See, that's what bothers me about you, AJ. Why can't you just be clear with your intentions? How is it that you could share your hopes and dreams with the producer that's interviewing you, but Kyra nor Alexis really understand where they stand with you? Now, Kyra seems to think that her and AJ are on a good path. Sis, you're the one that's pushing you all down that path. Literally, just you. So that won't be cute later. Just think about that. It won't be cute later. Meanwhile, Liz and Alexis are chatting separately from the group. Liz says that she's very confident in what she has with Jason. And Alexis says she really enjoys AJ because it's peaceful rather than the arguments that he tends to have with Kyra. Liz says, I'm gonna pray for you, girl. And I think Liz sees exactly what we all see. He's too indecisive, and that just won't work out in the long run. Later, Kyra and Jason step away to play some tennis. When they finish playing like they're playing tennis, they sit and have a conversation. Kyra tells him after the last elimination, your energy shifted and now your focus is all on Liz. He says that, you know what, you and Liz are literally neck and neck. And Kyra says, well, you and AJ are literally neck and neck. Now, somehow Jason really seems to be bothered by that. So Kyra and Liz need to have their mind made up about you, but you can just walk around and say that they're neck and neck and everything's okay. That's not how it works, Jason. Lead. Time out, y'all. Why did Jason just tell this girl by now you should know who you want to be with, or you should have an idea of who you want to be with? So should you. Wait. So Jason says that he's just waiting on Kyra to make up her mind as to what she wants to do. So does that mean that you're just entertaining Liz until Kyra makes up her mind? Meanwhile, Alexis and AJ hang out, and Alexis takes this opportunity to talk about how well they mesh together while giving him advice to avoid getting with someone who will only cause him dysfunction. Alexis asks straight up, where's your heart, AJ? And AJ gives her some vague answer about, what you need versus what you want, and Alexis is safe. Bruh, people choose what they want all the time over what they need. So again, where is your heart? Are you choosing what you need, or are you choosing what you want? Later, Tommy rolls in on a horse looking like Houdini. I was just waiting on him to pull out a mic so he could perform One Love, One Love. You're lucky just to have just one love. He meets with Jason first, and he tells Jason, listen, no one gives you instructions on how to pursue someone, but you do have to go ahead and start winding it down and make it known as to who you want. Tommy breaks it down even further for Jason. He says, how do you make your decision knowing that Liz is all in and Kyra just wants to see this thing until the end and then decide who she wants to be with? And you've got to make a decision now, so how do you make your decision knowing that information? Tommy says, you know how we do it. If you had to choose someone right this moment, who would you choose? And Jason said, my dad always told me, love shouldn't be this hard. It should be easy. And so for that reason, I choose Liz. Next, Tommy stops by to talk to Chris and Joelle, who reassure Tommy that they are locked in with their choices of Amber and Vernicia. So Tommy moves on to AJ. AJ goes on and on about his feelings for Kyra and Alexis and that he just can't choose. And Tommy says, oh no, you're absolutely gonna choose. You've been doing this too long. It's time to pick. He continues with his indecisive thoughts. So Tommy says, you know what? I'm gonna leave you to think for a second. I'm gonna go talk to some other people, but you gonna decide tonight. Not trying to be funny, but AJ really would be okay with dragging both of these ladies if Tommy didn't step in and make him be a man and choose. AJ decides to meet with Kyra so that he can see exactly where she's at. And she basically tells him she's in the same place. She doesn't know which direction she wants to go in. Girl, you keep playing, you're going to be giving directions to the driver on how to get to your house. AJ tells her, I asked you that because I needed some reassurance, and I didn't get that from your response. All of the men have made their decision, and now it's on me. He tells Kyra she's an amazing woman. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's very personable, but she's just not ready to love. Now, if you thought it was over and done from there, it's not. They continue to hold hands, in which Kyra says, can I have my hand back? And he says, I don't want this to be the last time that I hold your hand. Kyra, do you want to be with me? And poor Kyra looks stumped. And that's where we leave it. So I want to know, what do you think Kyra will say? And do you think that Jason's decision about Liz is final? Let's chat about it down in the comments. Until the next time, I'm allegedly A-lease. Peace.